We fill this thing up, like fill it with octopus, 100, 200 pounds of it.
How many pounds a week or a month, or what is the, how much?
Oh, I think they're 50-pound cases. We probably do 200, 250 pounds a week. So they cook for 2 or 3 hours, just barely simmering until they just slowly tenderize. They don't need any seasoning because coming from the ocean, they're so full of salt already. You guys, can you handle the heat for a minute or two? Or if you can't, we could you could be on the other side of the pass. That's your
I can always handle heat.
One of the things we do, the parts of like restaurant magic, I guess, is you take something that takes a long, long time to put together and you get it to that last step so that when it's time to order it, all the long work's been done. We put the 2 to 3 hours that it goes into getting it there so that, but they get that soulful taste of something that's taken a long, long time to cook, but we can do it in 5 minutes. So our octopus, we break down into certain size portions. You can see the suckers on there, the tentacle pieces.
I like the long, narrow little
I
pieces.
do too. They get real crispy on there. Those are my favorite too. Yeah, we take it down, we measure it out, but you get a little bit of everything in there. So we get our pan ripping hot with that oil for a while. So, and then we put it in there. We just leave it alone. We're not going to shake it. We're not going to touch it for the first minute or two because that's where, you know, where the sear comes in, where the crust comes in. A lot of people want to, even myself, you just want to touch the pan all the time. You always want to be doing something to it. But no, I remember when I was a young cook, like getting my hands slapped, roasting mushrooms, roasting things like this because I'd want to turn the stuff and the chef would be like, no, just let it be. Let the heat and the fat do its thing. And we just let it sit here for a minute and a half.
What chef slapped your hand?
You wouldn't know. He's a guy back in Lexington, Kentucky, where I started. You know, back when it was still kind of socially acceptable to like work in that climate. Yeah, to be a chef. You can see here, this is it's called a batuto. It's basically just lots of parsley, oregano, shallots, garlic, all nice aromatic things. So this goes at the end, call it bagnicata. So that's a warm bath in Italian. So what happens is the octopus gets crispy and then we give it a warm bath of these herbs and oils. And you can almost already smell it taking place on there.
Yeah, that's great.
We don't take it too far, we just kind of let it do its thing, a little bit of magic there. A little fresh lemon juice. And then we put it in that pan I got hot ahead of time. And then it would go to the pass and out to the guests.
There you go.
That is the signature, as you know, of Proof on Main.
Have you ever thought about why this hallway is so long and narrow?
I have. I have, many times.
It's a long journey, isn't it?
It is.
Well, the fact is that we're right now standing over the atrium.
Really?
When we had to sandwich all 5 buildings together, it turned out there was no space that was big enough to put that and that in one place. So I knew it was not a good idea to have such a long hallway, but we had to connect this building to that building.
Yeah.
And so
Gotta make
this
it
is
work.
the hallway through the ceiling of the ballroom.
We call it Highway 101. That's what we've called it since the beginning here.